Good morning children. Now I am going to explain grade 9 mathematics chapter 1 number systems. So number systems, what are the first type of numbers we have learned? Natural numbers. Now all the counting numbers are called natural numbers which are denoted with capital N. The set of natural numbers are denoted with capital N, and then whole numbers. Natural numbers along with 0 are called whole numbers. It is denoted with W, capital W. And then integers, all the positive numbers, 0 along with the negative numbers. They are denoted with letter Z or I. And then the rational numbers, numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q. So let us see the number line here. Right, in the middle of the number line there will be 0, at left side positive numbers and right side negative numbers are positive integers and negative integers. So all the natural numbers will be there in the set of whole numbers. So all the natural numbers will be the whole numbers, and all the whole numbers will be in the set of integers. So all the whole numbers can be as integers. Next, are there any numbers in between two integers? See, if you take the 0 and 1, see, between 0 and 1 some numbers 1 by 4, 1 by 2 are written here. What are those numbers? So they are called rational numbers. What are rational numbers? Numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. The denominator should not be equal to 0. A number R is called a rational number if it can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0, are called rational numbers. They are denoted with letter Q. Q means quotient. Rational numbers are also called as quotient numbers. So that is why it is denoted with letter Q. And how to find the equivalent rational numbers? As we have learnt in the fractions in earlier classes, how do you get equivalent fractions? By multiplying both the numerator and denominator with the same number, or by dividing both the numerator and denominator with the same number. In the same way, here to get equivalent rational numbers, we have to multiply or divide both the numerator and denominator with the same numbers. There are the equivalent these are called the equivalent fractions. See here, 1 by 2 is there. 1 by 2 is multiplied with 2. Both the numerator and denominator are multiplied with 2. So then 1 2's 2, 2 2's 4. You will get 2 by 4. If you multiplied with 5, 10, 1 into 10, 10, 2 into 10, 20. If you multiply with 25, 1 into 25, 2 into 25 is 50. So these are all called as equivalent rational numbers to what? 1 by 2. And next, see here example 1. Are the following statements true or false? Give reason for your answers. Every whole number is a natural number. Are all the whole numbers are natural numbers? Yes or no? No, because 0 is a whole number and 0 is not a natural number. So 0 is there which is not a natural number. Thus in the set of whole numbers, 0 is not a natural number. But all the natural numbers are whole numbers, because all the natural numbers will be included in the set of whole numbers. So see, false, because 0 is a whole number but not a natural number. Next, second statement, every integer is a rational number. Can we say every integer as a rational number? Yes, we can say, because take an integer m. By writing 1 in the denominator, m by 1 is changed into the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers. M and 1 both are integers and Q is not equal to 0. Denominator is not equal to 0. So yes, every integer can be a rational number. Third statement, every rational number is an integer. Can we say all the rational numbers as integers? If you take 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is a rational number, but can it be an integer? No, because integer should not be in the form of P by Q. So every rational number can't be an integer. So this is about example 1. And then example 2, find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Here it is a very important concept, that finding a rational number between two given rational numbers. If he gives two rational number R and S, if you want to find a rational number between R and S, the formula is R plus S by 2. Finding rational numbers between any two rational numbers R and S is equals to R plus S by 2. So to find rational number between 1 and 2. Here 1 is R and S is 2. So what is the formula? R plus S by 2. 1 plus 2 by 2, that is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is one rational number in between these 1 and 2 rational numbers. So again 1, 3 by 2 is in between 1 and 2 and again 2. So if you want to find another rational number between 1 and 3 by 2, then what we have to do? Here it will be R and it will be S. Again you have to apply the formula. 1 plus 3 by 2 divided by 2. 1 plus 3 by 2 divided by 2. If you solve, you will get 5 by 4. 5 by 4 is one rational number between 1 and 3 by 2. In the same way, you can find a rational number between 3 by 2 and 2 also. So, in between any two rational numbers, we can get many rational numbers. Infinite number of rational numbers will be there in between any two rational numbers. So, by using this, we can say that there exist infinite number of rational numbers in between any two rational numbers. So, and the formula to find rational numbers between any two rational numbers is R plus S by 2. By using this R plus S by 2, we can find less number of rational numbers only. So, to get many rational numbers, we have another method. Let us see that method also. Next, see, to obtain the other option to find all the 5 rational numbers in one step is, see here, second method, an alternative method is there. Since we want 5 rational numbers, we write 1 and 2 as a rational number with the denominator 5 plus 1, 6. As we want to find 5 rational numbers, we have to change the denominator as 6. 5 plus 1, 6. So, first of all, how do you write 1 as? We can write 1 as 1 by 1. And 2 also can be written as 2 by 1. So, we want the denominator as 6. How can you change the denominator as 6? By finding the equivalent rational numbers. By multiplying both the numerator and denominator with 6. 1 into 6, 6. 1 into 6, 6. So, first 1 is changed as 6 by 6. And 2 is changed as 12 by 6. By multiplying 2 into 6, 6 by 1 into 6 is 12 by 6. See, between 6 by 6 and 12 by 6, 7 by 6, 8 by 6, 9 by 6, 10 by 6 and 11 by 6. 6 rational numbers are existed in between these two rational numbers, 6 by 6 and 12 by 6. So, in this way you can find 5 rational numbers. So, to find many rational numbers, we will use this form, and to find 1 or 2 rational numbers, you can use the formula. So, by seeing all this, what can you conclude? There are infinitely many rational numbers between any two rational numbers. Infinitely many rational numbers will be existed in between any two rational numbers. Okay, children. And then the next topic is irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers? A number S is called irrational if it cannot be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. If it can't be expressed in the form of P by Q, those numbers are called as irrational numbers. So, the examples for irrational numbers are root 2, root 3, root 15, pi and so on. So, these can't be expressed in the form of P by Q. Now, coming to real numbers. Real numbers means the collection of rational and irrational numbers is called the set of real numbers. If all the rational numbers and irrational numbers are collected, that is called the set of real numbers, and it is denoted with letter R, capital R. So, we can say that all the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers includes in the rational numbers. So, all these numbers comes under rational numbers, and the next type of numbers are irrational numbers. So, combination of these two sets is called a set of irrational numbers, is called the set of real numbers. So, you can say that real numbers, we will represent real numbers with letter capital R. See here, every real number is represented by a unique point on the number line. If you represent a real number, it can be either a rational or irrational. So, it has its unique place on the number line. Also, every point on the number line represents a unique real number. If you take any point on the number line, it can be a rational or irrational. So, finally, it will be a real number. So, this is about the set of real numbers, children. And then example 3. Locate root 2 on number line. We are going to learn how to locate irrational numbers on number line. So to locate root 2 on number line, first what we have to do, take a square OABC of side 1 unit. We know that all the sides of the square are 1 unit equal. So take a square of side 1 unit and draw the diagonal. Then see here, triangle OAB will be a right angled triangle, because we know that all the angles in a square are in a square are right angles. So if you take only this OAB triangle, here A is a right angle. So it will be a triangle OAB will be a right angle triangle. Apply Pythagoras theorem to this right angle triangle. What is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. So hypotenuse, what is hypotenuse here? OB. OB is equal to OA square. OB square is equal to OA square plus OB square. AB square. So OA square is 1 square plus 1 square. AB is also 1. 1 square plus 1 square, that is 1 plus 1, 2. OB square is equal to 2. Then OB is equal to root 2. The length of this OB is equal to root 2. Now to represent this root 2 on number line, let us replace this square on number line. OA is equal to 1. So the distance between O and A is 1. Now we know that the length of OB is equal to root 2. So to represent this root 2 on number line, what we have to do is take O as center and OB as radius. Take O as center and OB as radius and draw an arc intersecting the number line. So you have to draw an arc. See here, the arc is drawn. See the arc. The point where this arc intersects the number line represents root 2 on number line. P. We have denoted that point with P, and this P represents root 2 on number line. Did you understand, children, how to represent root 2 on number line? And then root 3. How to represent root 3 on number line? Locate root 3 on number line. So to locate root 3 on number line, already we have located root 2, no? So the process you have to do, and then after that, see, to locate root 3 on number line, here OB is there, no? Draw a perpendicular line BD to OB. The line BD should be perpendicular to OB, and the length of that line should be 1 unit. You have to draw a perpendicular line BD to OB, which is 1 centimeter length. Then again join OD. Then observe this triangle OBD. Triangle OBD. OBD is a right angle triangle. Again apply Pythagoras theorem to this right angle triangle. Then hypotenuse OD square is equal to OB square plus BD square. Then OD is equal to square root of OB square plus BD square. What is OB square? Square root 2 whole square plus BD is 1 square. That is 2 square is root 2 whole square is 2. 2 plus 1, that is 3. OD is equal to 3. The length of this OD line segment is 3. Now to represent OD on root 3 on number line, again take O as center and D as radius, OD as radius, and draw an arc from D to cut the number line, to intersect the number line. The point where the arc intersects the number line represents Q. Represent it with Q, and that locates root 3 on the number line. This is the way how to locate root 3 on number line. So based on this, we have the exercise 1.2, locating root 2 on number line, and here true or false. After that, real numbers and their decimal expansion. The next topic is real numbers and their decimal expansion. Based on the decimal expansion, the real numbers will be classified into either rational or irrational. So let us see some rational numbers: 10 by 3, 7 by 8 and 1 by 7. How to represent these rational numbers in in decimal form? To represent, we have to divide the numerator with denominator. 10 by 3. Divide 10 with 3. Then what did you get? 3.33 and so on. The division is not coming to an end. It is extending, and every time 3 is repeating here. Next. So such type of decimals here. What is the decimal representation of 10 by 3? It is 3.3333 and so on. So as the division is not coming to an end, such type of decimals are called non-terminating repeating decimals. Non-terminating, not ending, and repeating. What is repeating here? 3 is repeating. So they are called non-terminating repeating decimals. Take 7 by 8. 7 by 8, if you divide 7 with 8, it is 0.875. Division came to an end. The remainder became 0. So the division came to end and the decimal points also stopped there. So such type of decimals are called terminating decimals. Terminating decimals. And see 0.142. 1 by 7. If you take 1 by 7, the decimal expansion is 0.142857 and so on. So it is also not terminating. The division is not terminating. So this is also non-terminating decimal. So in non-terminating we have two types. What are they? Non-terminating repeating and non-terminating non-repeating decimals. So 142857 will be repeated once again here. So this 1 by 7 is also non-terminating repeating decimal only. Here only 3 is repeating in the case of 10 by 3. Here 142857 is repeating. So that is non-terminating non-repeating decimal. So see, let us see the relation here. If the remainder becomes 0, in the division if the remainder becomes 0, then the decimal expansion terminates or ends after the finite number of steps. We will call it as terminating decimal. If the division is 0, remainder becomes 0, that decimal is called as a terminating decimal because there are countable number of decimal places after the decimal point. In the next case, if the remainder never becomes 0, then what will happen? The decimal, in the decimal place, the digits will be repeating. The digits will not come to end and they will be repeating. Such type of decimals are called non-terminating recurring decimals. Non-terminating repeating or recurring. Another meaning for repeating is recurring decimal. Here the examples are 3.333 and so on, and 0.142857. Again 142857 will be repeated. They are non-terminating repeating decimals. So based on the decimal expansion, they are classified into two types. Example 6. Show that 3.142678 is a rational number. In other words, express 3.42678 in the form of P by Q. So how can you express a decimal number as a rational number? By removing the decimal point and writing the number of zeros. How many zeros you have to write in the denominator? The number of decimal places. How many decimal places are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places. So we have to include 6 zeros in the denominator. So it is in the form of P by Q. So it is a rational number. It can be said as a rational number. Example 7. Show that 0.333 and so on is equal to 0.3 bar. It is a non-terminating repeating decimal. Can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. It is very easy to express the terminating decimals in the form of P by Q. Like this we can express. How to express non-terminating repeating decimals in the form of P by Q. See how to express them. Let us consider the given non-terminating repeating decimal. X is equal it as x is equal to 0.333 and so on. Now here what we have to do? How many digits are repeating? One digit is repeating. Only 3. That is one digit is repeating. As one digit is repeating, you have to multiply x with 10 on both sides. So 10 into x is equal to 10 into 0.333 and so on. 10 into 0.333 will become 3.33. If you multiply any decimal number with 10, the decimal point moves one digit right side. So 0.3 will become 3.3. So 10x is equal to 3.333 and so on. Then 3.333 is equal to, can we write this 3.333 as 3 plus 0.333 whole number plus the decimal number? And we know that x is equal to 0.333. So 10x will be equal to 3 plus x, because 3.333 means 3 plus 0.333. That is 3 plus 0.333 is x. So from this, if you bring this x to other side, 10x minus x, 9x is equal to 3. From that, x is equal to 3 by 9, that is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 which is in the form of p by q. So in this way you can express the non-terminating repeating decimal in the form of p by q. Look at another example. Show that 1.27 bar can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. See here, 27 bar, 27, two digits are repeating. So to represent this in the form of p by q, let us take x is equal to 1.2727 and so on. Since two digits are repeating, we will multiply with 100. Here in first example, only one digit is repeating, so we have multiplied with 10. As here two digits are repeating, multiply with 100. Then 100x is equal to 100 into 1.27. 100 into 1.2727 will become 127.2727. Here 100x is equal to 127.2727 can be written as 126 plus 1.2727. So we have to bring x from this total. Like that you have to write x. What is the value of x? 1.2727. No, so that is to be separated. Then 126 plus, instead of 1.27 we will write x here. So 100x minus, if you bring this x to left side, it will become minus x. 100x minus x, 99x is equal to 126. From this, x is equal to 126 by 99, that is 14 by 11. So x, that is 1.2727 is represented in the form of p by q. In the same way, ninth example also the same method. So after this, see, the decimal expansion of rational number is, so now we came to know that the decimal expansion of rational number will be either terminating or non-terminating recurring decimal, or it can be said as vice versa also. A number whose decimal expansion is terminating or non-terminating recurring, then that number will be a rational number. If the decimal expansion is terminating or non-terminating recurring, it will be a rational number. If a number is a rational number, how its decimal expansion will be? It will be either terminating or non-terminating repeating. So both are vice versa to each other. And then what about the irrational numbers? The decimal expansion of irrational numbers is non-terminating, non-recurring. So if the decimal expansion of any number is non-terminating, non-recurring, then it will be an irrational number, and vice versa. If the decimal expansion is non-terminating or non-recurring, then we can say that that number will be an irrational number. See, for example, if you take root 2, if you want to find the decimal expansion, you will get like this 1.41421. That digits will be continuing, non-repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating. The digits will not repeat and they will not terminate. Different digits will be continuing. Those are the examples for irrational numbers. Next, example 10. Find an irrational number between 1 by 7 and 2 by 7. In first exercise, we have learned how to find a rational number between two given rational numbers. Now, irrational number between two given rational numbers. Here, 1 by 7 is a rational number, 2 by 7 is also a rational number. You have to find an irrational number between those two. So, how can you write 1 by 7 in decimal form? 0.141428571 1 by 7. To get 2 by 7, multiply this 1 by 7 with 2. 2 into 1 by 7 is 2 by 7 only, no? So, 2 into the value, you will get 0.285714. Now, these two are non-terminating repeating. So, they will be rational numbers. To find the irrational number, you have to, what is irrational number? What will be the decimal expansion? It will be non-terminating and non-recurring. So, first of all, take any one decimal number in between these two decimals. 0.14, between 0.14 and 0.28. If you take 0.15, it lies in between these two decimals only, no? So, take 0.15 and after that, it should be non-terminating, non-recurring. So, you should write the digits which are not repeating. You should not repeat any digit. Repeat means after there should not be any pattern. Like that, you have to write the digits. See, 1501 500 1 500. Your wish, you can write any number of digits and any digits, but they should not be repeated in a pattern like that. You have to write that will be an irrational number in between these two rational numbers. Okay children, and this exercise is about that finding the irrational numbers and all. Next, the representation of real numbers on the number line. How to represent real numbers on the number line? See, and this method, the method of representing these real numbers on the number line is called the process of successive magnification. Process of successive magnification. See how to represent 5.37 bar on the number line. 5.37 bar is to be represented on the number line up to 5 decimal places. Up to 5 decimal places. What will be that number up to 5 decimal places? It will be 5.37777. So, that should be repeated on the number line by using the process of successive magnification. First of all, take the whole number 5.5. So, 5.3. 5.3 lies between which two numbers? Which two whole numbers? It lies between 5 and 6. Where it exactly lies? 5.3 lies between 5 and 6. So, take 5 and 6. The place in between 5 and 6 will be divided into 10 equal parts. 5.1, they are 5.1, 5.2 and so on. So, here it is 5.3. After that 5.37. 5.37 lies between 5.3 and 5.4. So, separate the place between 5.3 and 5.4 and again divide that into 10 equal parts. The place between 5.3 and 5.4 is divided into 10 equal parts. There, where is 5.37? Here it is. It is 5.37. Again, to include one more decimal point, 5.377. Where this 5.377 lies? In between 5.37 and 5.38. Take the place between 5.37 and 5.38 separately and again divide it into 10 equal parts. Then 5.377 will be here. Again 5.3777. One more decimal point is to be included. It lies between 5.377 and 5.378. Consider the place and divide the place into 10 equal parts. Then you will get 5.37777. So, like that you can represent the real number on the number line by using successive magnification method. This exercise 1.4 is about that successive magnification method only. After